Kim, kind of tell me a little bit, what was your health like before your transplant in 2010?
Well, I was perfectly healthy. I had no idea that I had FSGS, which is focal glomerulosclerosis. And most people, it starts to affect the kidneys early in life, teenage. I was 33, so I had no idea I had strep. And I guess with the antibiotics, I don't know, they don't know. It just woke it up. And it immediately started attacking my kidneys. And the more it attacked and, go from stage 1 to stage 2, I went quickly. And I was having extreme pain in my legs. It was just affecting my whole body. I was breaking down. And it was getting pretty bad. Mm-hmm. So, and then when I had to go, then I was at the point where it was like, you either die or you go on dialysis. And I was in denial on the whole thing, so I didn't want to do dialysis. But I did, and it was rough. It was very rough.
And then you so happen to have a friend that decided to donate her kidney to you. Shakita, do you kind of want to talk a little bit about that?
Okay, she did it as, you have to know Kim's sense of humor. She said, okay, which one of y'all is going to give me one of y'all kidneys? I don't want to wait nobody to die. So immediately I decided I wanted to try. And what made me decide on it, she has 2 young men. What was their age?
They were 4 and 6.
And I wanted them to live a normal life. Of course I did for her, but I did for her boys. Because I wanted them to live a normal life because she was having to do a lot between work and go on.
And y'all were friends long before this, right?
Oh, yes.
We've been friends since we were 13.
Oh, wow, okay. Did y'all grow up here in Lufkin?
No, actually.
In Apple Springs.
She was in Apple Springs. I was in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
My grandparents live in Apple Springs. I came home one Easter for Easter, and we got to church, and she and I were dressed identical. And from that point on, we were inseparable. I would come down for the summers, whatever, but that's how we met, and that's how we became friends.
I love that. So what do y'all remember about the day of surgery and the day of the transplant?
Oh, it was really exciting. I was excited and nervous at the same time. We had a lot of family and friends there to support us. So
we had so many family and friends. They had to find a conference room large enough because the waiting room was not large enough. I think we had somewhere near 30, 31 people there. Mm-hmm. So we were supported completely, but I was still afraid for her. I was really nervous for her. I'd had 2 or 3 surgeries. So I was okay with surgery, anesthesia, and all that. I was worried about her. Mm-hmm. So, but we both are faith-based. Mm-hmm. And so the minister came down, the church priest. We prayed, then we had big group prayer. And then for me, I was at peace at that point.
I never was really nervous about it because when I came to, I'm like, when are they going to start? And like, you finish. It was just something I knew I needed to do.
I love that. Kim, how did your life change after you received her kidney?
Well, I mean, immediately I was like back to old Kim. And, the doctors were actually amazed at both of us because her healing went perfectly. They were amazed. I was back to work in 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And everything was just normal again. My, the things that were hurting, the swelling in my feet and legs, everything was gone. So I was able to live a normal life again and go to the boys' games. I could run up and down the sidelines and, be there for them. Mm-hmm. So it changed dramatically.
And Shakita, I saw in the older interview that y'all did, you said that, y'all wanted to be closer, or y'all were always close, but you never kind of thought it was going to be giving her a kidney.
So, no, I didn't think that's how it was going to happen. Well, like I say, God ordained that when we was the age of 13, he knew then that it was going to happen. We didn't know, but he knew then.
Would y'all say that, this kidney transplant kind of brought y'all closer together and changed your lives?
We still the same.
I mean, I don't know that we can get any closer than we already have been. We fight, make up, love each other. So it really didn't change anything because we were always that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And for Kim, kind of moving forward now, I know that you are back on dialysis and you're back on the kidney transplant list.
Well, let me explain that.
Yes.
So, first of all, a misconception is that people have to get on the transplant list or on dialysis because they abused drugs or they did something bad to their body or whatever. No, a lot of people are just born with a disease that is genetic. And for me, mine was genetic. And I don't know, it's just, I'm getting emotional. Repeat the question.
What did that moment feel like when
After I got the kidney? Again? Oh, when it was failing again. I was in denial, number one. Number two, I was so afraid to tell her because I just felt like I failed her, you know? So it was hard. It was very hard.
I had to tell her to take it out. She was trying to hold on.
Yeah, I was like, no. I was like, I'm not taking it out until I talk to her. They were like, when are you going to talk to her? I don't know. But when I talked to her, and the doctor was like, you need this kidney out now. And so I finally called her, and she was like, they told me this could happen. Please let them take that kidney out, you know. But kidneys, they tell you, what, 5 years?
They told me, which she didn't know, that it could last 5 hours, 5 days, 5 years. I mean, it could happen at any time. So I knew that because each time I would go get tested, they would let me know this can happen. But I knew that it could happen the next day, but there was something I knew I needed to do. So I didn't tell her until during the time they wanted. I said, it could last 5 hours. I knew this. But she didn't know it.
Yeah, when you donate, they don't tell the recipient the things that they tell the donor. Okay. But I have friends that it lasted 2 years. I have friends that they still have theirs from 30 years. So it's just a gamble.
How long did your body take that kidney?
2 weeks shy of 10 years.
Okay. So that was definitely longer than
the
5 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Shakita, how did you feel about that? I mean, I know that Kim, you were afraid to tell her about it, but how did you feel about it eventually when she told you?
I was just grateful that it lasted as long as it did. So it was okay with me because I knew. Now, if I didn't know, I can't tell you how I would feel, but they made sure I knew. Mm-hmm. So I was just grateful that it lasted as long as it did.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And Kim, what does it mean emotionally to get on the transplant list now? Before, since Shakita was able to give her kidney to you?
I've never received a kidney from the transplant list, which means somebody had to die for me to get it. That's hard for me. How do you pray for that? And I'm a prayerful person. I give everything to God, but I don't know how to pray for that. So I leave it in God's hand, and I know just like He intervened with her, He's going to intervene this time. And I was told that because a part of her kidney, her veins and arteries are still in. So I still, that's why we're twinsies, because I still have her body antigens in me. And so they were like, it's going to be a really hard match. We don't know if we can match you. I said, what's the odds? They said 5%. I said, if you give me 5%, that's all God needs. He'll make it happen. So I got the call, last Thursday? And because they had done all the blood work and stuff, and they were not anticipating it coming back that I could even get on the transplant list. They were like, well, we are amazed you made it. You are on the transplant list. Your labs came back great. I said, I told you, all we need is a faith of a mustard seed. God got this. I said, and they were like, well, we don't know, if you get a kidney, we don't even know where we would put it. I said, if He gives us a kidney, He'll give you a place to put it. So I'm okay with it. The biggest thing is dialysis is hard. Dialysis is very hard. I'm back at that point where I can't live life. And we travel, we go, we do, and I can't do those things all the time. So I'm just ready to get back to living. He didn't leave me here this long not to have a fulfilled life. So.
And Shakita, how do you kind of support your friend during this time for her?
Just be there, be the ear, be there, whatever she needs. I mean, just pray.
Mm-hmm.
Main thing is praying and knowing, not hoping, but knowing that God will work it out.
Let me see. For Kim, what do you want to know, or what do you want people to know about the reality of living with kidney disease?
The reality is that if you have a loved one that's living with kidney disease, you have to understand everything about their life is completely out of their control at that point. If they tell you that they are tired, they're not being lazy. You just can't. Once you get off dialysis, you have to go home and get in the bed. You don't know how long you're going to sleep. I used to sleep 8 to 10 hours. Now I'm down to about 3 or 4. So my body, I guess, is adjusting again to it. But you have to be supportive of that person because you have no idea what they're going through.
For sure. And Shakita, what would you say to someone who may be on the fence of being a living donor for somebody else?
I could go by my experience. I still live a normal life. I didn't have no different ones think you have to be on a certain diet and everything. Even now, if I go to a doctor and have lab work and the doctor don't know, they'll tell me your kidneys. And I have to remind them I only have one. I still have the function of as if I have 2 kidneys. So you still live a normal life. It wasn't no change for me.
Mm-hmm. So y'all would definitely encourage people to be like
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Whether you know the person or even if you don't know the person, God put it on your heart to donate. Donate. You are going to change that person's life forever. And it's so many people waiting on a kidney. So if more people would step up and be living donors, that would just be the best thing.
Yes.
For sure. And let's see. What do y'all want viewers to take away from your story?
Again, what I would want them to take away is that don't be afraid to reach out to your family and friends and ask them. Let them know that you need a transplant and ask them if they would consider being tested. You don't know who God has waiting for you. Just at least get tested. Take that first step. And then once you get tested, the results come back and like, oh, you're a match. Then you pray or you do whatever you need to do inside of yourself to decide if this is something that you can do, but keep in mind the life that you would be changing and saving.
And don't think you have to be related, because Kim and I are not related at all. So don't think you have to be related to them some type of way. Just be a blessing to someone else and save their life.
Right. I have a friend that saw a young man on Facebook. He put his story on Facebook. She lived in Kentucky. He lived in New Hampshire or somewhere. And she donated her kidneys to him. So you don't have to know the person. But it's just a miraculous thing for a person to do for another person.
And let me think. Kim, I have a follow-up question. Do you know, you said that you got on the transplant list last week?
At Memorial Hermann in Houston, yes.
Gotcha. Do you know how long that might take, or it's just kind of
The way that it works is, according to the way that the transplant list works, the sickest people are on the top of the list. I'm considered healthy, so I'm way at the bottom. It could take 5 years, 10 years. It could just miraculously happen in 6 weeks. You never know. But now if you give it a living donor, it's going to happen right away. But if you get one off the list, you don't know.
wait and see. Okay.
And as a living donor, you're going to be tested. I think we tested about 6 months from.
Yeah. They took her through everything you can imagine to make sure that she would not be in any danger by donating her kidney. And actually, what she didn't mention, she had some health issues going into it, and her doctor told her no, but God told her yes. And after the transplant and since, she's not had those health issues anymore. So
by me giving my kidney, God gave me good health.
love that.
Yeah.
And I love how faith-centered y'all are.
Oh,
I think
yes.
it's very important to go through this with grace and, understanding
Oh,
that
absolutely.
there's a purpose for it.
It's such a hard journey. I don't understand how someone that doesn't have faith, I don't even know how they make it through it, because they don't even know all of the things I go through. Yeah, sometimes it's like, really, God, what? Really? And sometimes they'll know. Nope, she's going through something, just let her alone. She'll call us when she's finished going through it, when she's made it through it. And so they respect that. So.
Well, of course. Well, those are all of the questions that I had for y'all. Is there anything else you would like to add on, or anything I may be missing?
Well, if anybody would like to donate a kidney to Kimberly, you can reach out to Memorial Hermann Transplant Department in Houston. I'm going to add that, in Houston.